Yes, people, welcome to another edition of From a Third Eye View on Pi Radio, hosted by myself, Flawless Mr. Take Note, and I'm joined by Stato, aka Mr. I've seen more in the night than you've seen in your life, aka Stro, aka Bloodstro. What are you telling me, family? You good?
Frustrated.
Why are you frustrated? What's going on? Talk to
Liverpool are a mess.
me. I love to hear it.
Premier League's a mess.
I love to.
Owners are a mess. Football's a mess. Frustrated.
Frustrated. Okay. Hopefully we are going to try and get JV on as well, people. But big up to JV. Like I've stated when he's not been here in the past, or Stro hasn't. We haven't disbanded the Beatles. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's been left off bad and bougie. There's no Joe Budden, Rory, and Martin going on. Just letting everybody know. Love to everyone who is locked in. Like I said, this is From a Third Eye View, where we discuss all things Premier League related. So of course we'll be discussing the top four race, the relegation battle. Manchester City winning another Carabao Cup. Also, that's 4 times in a row. And the Champions League and Europa League semi-finals also. But since Stro started there, we will start with Newcastle 1, Liverpool 1. And your thoughts on it, Stro? Because you was very unhappy about it, should I say.
Thoughts were, first half, it's Liverpool's issue this season, one of Liverpool's biggest issues this season. Forget about Van Dijk, forget about the ridiculous amounts of injuries, which we're still getting now. Can't finish our dinner. Can't hit a barn door.
Love to see it.
Salah's first goal is unbelievable. His touch it's sublime. It's honestly, I could watch it over and over again. It's one of my favourite goals I've seen this season, and not even just because it's Salah. The way he sets the ball up so we can swivel in it, it's sublime.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just a mess. Mane's missing open goals. Jota's missing clear-cut chances. Salah's missing chances. And Firmino's just non-existent in terms of finding the ball in the back of the net. And it's just like, there's one where we're 1-0 up.
Yeah.
Firmino does well, and he plays the ball through to Salah.
Right.
And Salah rolls it across goal to Mane. All he's got to do is tap it in. That's it. And he overcomplicates it. Takes a touch, tries to take it around the keeper.
Yeah.
And Dubravka's just like, cheers, mate. We should have been out of sight in the first half. And this is no exaggeration. To anyone that's watched it,
yeah,
it genuinely, no word of a lie, should have been 7 or 8-0 in that first half. Minimum. And we just non-existent second half. Takes Thiago off, who was having an unbelievable game. Brings on Curtis Jones. Everything just went from there in terms of composure, keeping hold of the ball. I mean, just watch this.
Here we go. We are, for those who aren't watching on YouTube, what a finish by Salah. That is though.
The touch.
That is quality.
The touch.
That is quality.
Look at the touch.
Watch
how
quality.
He sets it up. Look at the touch.
Yeah. The way he's killed that dead and then swiveled.
No, he's not even killed it dead. He's put it back in the path where he knows to swivel.
That's fine. Look at that. Ooh, yeah, that's
bang.
nice. Yeah,
Come on.
Yeah. Give Salah
sublime.
Respect. Yeah, it is. That is sublime. Big facts. I'll
tell you one thing. Newcastle were always in this game. And this is why I'm so frustrated in terms of we should have put this game to bed. This is why the Premier League is one of the best leagues in the world, which is why the European Super League nonsense never, ever should have been in existence, because you don't get stuff like this. Look at this. Look at this.
Yeah. Yeah, he should score there. Salah's got to do better there.
That's clear cut. We're not talking about half chances. These are clear cut chances.
That's clear cut. And that's the man you wanted
Salah.
And that's the man you wanted to fall to as well. It's Salah. Yeah, he's got to score there. Oh, that's bad. Yeah, that's
I don't know if it's going to show the money. What if it does?
I'm sure it will. Obviously, we're just watching the highlights, people, for those that don't know. Liverpool 1, Newcastle 1. It was good to see Van Dijk back as well.
This? Oh, no, that's not it.
That's a good save, actually. That's a good stop. No, it's great, but still a good stop. Defensively, you don't look too... Were you this part of the whole game? Like, in terms of defensively?
At times.
Yeah, it looked that way. Because they've had 2 good opportunities there, Newcastle. Go on.
This is what I'm saying. This is Liverpool. Look, what's this?
There you go. What, you mad at? What, Firmino just tried to square that back. Oh, no, the keeper saved it, sorry.
Yeah, why is he not trying to square that back?
Yeah, he should have tried to square that back. I presumed he was trying to square that back. That's bad. Oh, yeah, that's a bad miss. That's a bad miss. Yeah. That's a bad miss. Yeah.
What's
That's
that?
That's a bad miss.
So, explain that to me, please.
That's a bad miss.
Right,
Newcastle had their chances though. He's got to do better there.
So this is the goal that gets disallowed, right? Which
You should do better with that initially, but go on.
Which benefited Liverpool. How's that handball?
That's never a handball. He's running that foot. Yeah.
In what planet is that handball?
You got a point.
It's not. It benefited Liverpool. That is the shambles. That is VAR once again.
Yeah.
What is that?
And you know how much Stroll dislikes VAR. That decision there has benefited his team, and he's still against it. That is shocking. That's shocking.
That's genuinely one of the worst decisions I've ever seen in my life. Not even this season.
That's as bad as the West Ham one.
In my life.
Yeah, that's as bad as the red card in the West Ham.
His hands are tucked in.
Yeah, and he's running full pace. There's nothing really he can do there. Yeah,
also,
it's spot on.
Steve Bruce, can I ask you a question, please?
What about him?
Why does Joe Willock not start?
Because clearly he's good coming off the bench.
If he's that good coming off the bench, he's better than everything he's got on the pitch. Why is he not starting?
I don't know.
Equaliser against Spurs.
Yeah.
Equaliser against Liverpool.
Mm-hmm.
Equaliser against, I can't remember who it was. Someone else. West Ham.
Yeah.
West Ham. Why is he not starting?
Got a point.
That man should be the first name on the team sheet. He's the most in form you've got.
Yeah.
But, told you so.
Yeah, we called it, innit? But we'll stick on Liverpool. So where do you go from here? So I don't think you're as much as I would love it to be true.
I'll tell you.
I don't think you're top four hope to finish. That's what I'll say. I'm just pulling up the table now.
I'll tell you where we go from here.
Okay, go on. You tell me.
Europa League, Thursday nights.
It's not that bad, you know.
It is.
It's really not.
It is. Now, FSG have tried to sugarcoat the nonsense that they tried by getting a Canate deal done, which I'm over the moon with.
Yeah.
So that deal's wrapped up. Phenomenal talent. Second quickest centre-back in Europe, which helps with our high line. This is the problem Liverpool have had, right, is, once again, Nat Phillips not available. So you're taking Fabinho out of midfield.
Zane said, man said it straight up Thursday night. Big up Zane in the YouTube comments. If you are watching on the YouTube, make sure you hit the like button, whether you're watching live or you're watching it back. Go on, continue.
So you're taking Fabinho out of midfield, which you've seen the impact he has when he's in there. We hadn't lost a game and we hadn't dropped many points. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the kind of performance that we're talking about. And Kabak, you know what? I'm so impressed with that kid.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Go on, elaborate. This is interesting. Go on.
So, think about it. He's come from Schalke, who have just been relegated, and he was a standout young centre back. Right, he's come into a centre back where he's never really had a regular partner. New country, to the Premier League champions that aren't firing.
Yeah,
under pressure. No time to get used to Klopp's system in terms of how he likes to defend and adapt. And honestly, he has at times been a standout player.
Right.
Newcastle on Saturday, he was left one-on-one with St. Maximin 3 or 4 times.
Yeah. He
defended so well.
Okay.
And honestly, I'm really impressed. Given everything that I've just mentioned,
yeah.
So obviously I know we've got Kanate in 30 million, which is another steal, by the way. We can get Kabak for 18 million. Do it. Get rid of Matip because he's injury prone. He's one of the best centre-backs in the league when he's fit, but when is he fit? Never. So get rid of him and get Kabak in because now that he's used the Klopp system, he's still young, he's still improving, he's nowhere near his peak, and he's shown me enough that I want him to stay. Oh,
so you want to stay? So you're sold on him like that already?
Yeah.
Okay. I know it takes a lot to impress you, so I know you've seen something that you like a lot for you to say that.
It's... Obviously, he's still young, but like you said, I've seen enough. It's his game isn't thrown off, and he doesn't look like he's a rabbit in headlights in terms of big games. The Real Madrid game, prime example, phenomenal at Anfield. Phenomenal.
Was he your best defender that night?
Yeah.
All right.
Phenomenal.
What about the away leg, though?
The away leg, it's one of them where the 2 goals that they first scored, not his fault.
Yeah, I was just asking your thoughts on his overall performance.
Like Trent, for example.
Yeah.
Obviously made the mistake.
Yeah.
Trent's at fault for the first one in terms of long ball. Nothing was ever on his side. He has been a standout for me, and Liverpool fans have said this as well. Liverpool fans want us to keep him, as well as get Kanate, because Van Dijk, Gomez, Phillips, Kanate, and Kabak. That's a strong.
Fair enough.
So I hope we keep it. 18 million is a steal. You're not going to get for someone that's 20, 21, all the hype around him as well. Yeah. You're not going to. It's like Kanate. You're not going to get this kind of deal. 30 million for Kanate is an unbelievable deal. Mm-hmm. But they are going to be playing Europa League.
I disagree with that. I still think you finish in the top 4 if you look at it.
Nah, I don't.
You're 4 points. There's 5 games to go, and you're 4 points off the 4th spot. There's still 15 points, and you're only 4 points behind. And nobody has an easy running. Chelsea's running's not easy. Leicester's running's not easy. I don't think Leicester are out of the woods. People are acting like Leicester are confirmed.
Well, to be fair,
Leicester are only a point ahead of Chelsea, and Leicester in 3rd.
Well, we've got the best after United on Sunday. We've got the best 4 games running, but we just dropped points. We had 2-1.
You got Southampton at home, West Brom away, Burnley away, Crystal Palace at home. That is very, very favourable.
Leeds 1-0, which we should have won.
Yeah. Bielsa ball though, you know how good Bielsa is.
I'm going to touch on that.
You know how good. I'm going to touch on that. We are going to talk on that because we ain't there. Yeah. Go on.
Touch on that.
We will do. Go on.
But so 1-0, which we should exactly the same thing. The first 45 minutes battered him.
Yeah.
Couldn't finish again. It's honestly, I've never. I need to discuss this because.
Go on, get off your chest. We here. That's what we here for. That's what we are here for.
Mane's form this season is alarming.
Yeah, what's happened to Mane?
Fell off a cliff.
His form has fell off a cliff.
I've seen strikers,
every branch on the way down. Yeah.
I've seen strikers go through bad runs of form. I've never seen anything quite like this.
Yeah.
He is so short of confidence.
Mm-hmm.
It's scary. And
he is.
We said it on Saeed's show, obviously salute to Saeed.
Big up Saeed.
But our squad isn't anywhere near as good as City's. Our first 11, yeah. I will argue to the death.
Yeah.
Our first 11. On form, our first 11.
Yeah.
Our squad depth is not great. And there's no one to bring on for him.
That's the issue we have with the Mane. Because there's Shaqiri and Origi.
So think about it, right? And you can tell Liverpool players are overtired because Klopp doesn't trust his squad. He's not making the substitutions because he doesn't trust his squad.
Go on, carry on.
So
it was interesting.
So, for example, that game we went with Firmino in the 10, where he should be.
Mm-hmm.
Jota was up top, Salah to the right, Mane to the left. So you've got all 4. There's no one to bring on to replace any of them. You're bringing on an Oxlade-Chamberlain that's still trying to come back from injury that hasn't hit the heights that he had in his first season, where he was our best midfielder.
Well,
you're bringing on Shaqiri, who's a bit part player in terms of hasn't really made that impact. Apart from when he came on against United and scored them 2. He's never done that since, though.
Yeah, that's just the one type of thing.
I've not seen Keita since the Real Madrid game because he was awful. Awful. Him and Gini Wijnaldum, poor. Not seen him since.
It's your captain, man. Gini Wijnaldum.
Don't.
So, was he not the captain on the pitch?
Anyway. So, Keita, yeah. Then you've got, who else are you bringing on? Curtis Jones.
Yeah. Klopp
made a big mistake. Big mistake in this game. Bringing Thiago off, who had control of that midfield. So, and I'm not even exaggerating, some of the passes he were playing were eye of the needle through breaking lines.
Mm-hmm.
It was a joy to watch. It was Thiago at Bayern Munich.
Mm-hmm.
He had that kind of control. And you then bring Curtis Jones on, who's just coming back from injury, and yes, he needs minutes.
Yeah.
Not in this game. No. Not when Thiago's got that kind of control. As soon as Thiago comes off, no control in that midfield whatsoever. They were breaking through, they were passing through the lines, they were breaking. And it's not Jones's fault, it's still coming back from injury. That played a big part in them getting back into the game. Big part. And Klopp, and I know he took accountability for it, but he does need to take accountability for it. Who else needs to take accountability? FSG scumbags. Get them out of my club.
Let's go to FSG. Let's go. Because this will tie into where we go with the whole Europa League being disbanded. Disbanded.
How dare you buy Liverpool Football Club for 300 million? Nearly get rid of all its history by joining the Super League and tarnishing whatever relationship we've got with UEFA.
Mm-hmm.
We are the most successful team in Europe out of England. How dare you forget that?
Yeah.
We are domestically the most successful in England. How dare you forget that? And then you decline a £3 billion bid from Saudi Arabia by some super powerhouse. How dare you? After all the mess that you've just created in the past 7 to 10 days, that was your chance.
You got a point.
go.
Yeah.
And you decline it.
Yeah.
10 times more than what you bought us for. 10 times more.
Yeah, they're taking liberties with that.
£3 billion.
Yeah.
Who are you to decline it? No Liverpool fan wants you in charge anymore. No Liverpool fan wants you in charge anymore. Let me just make that clear. I don't want you anywhere near my club after the mess you just created.
Ridiculous.
European Super League. Have a word with yourself. And then you had the nerve to try and hide in Boston. The nerve to come out in a video interview after you've not spoke to Klopp, after you've not spoke to the players.
Yeah.
And here's another thing. Harry Kane. Yeah, I'm talking to you right now. England captain, yeah? Where was your response in all of it?
Sure, he didn't say anything, did he?
Where was you? Here's what Jordan Henderson did. Against his own owners, made a statement and made the other players make a statement. We are not for this. We don't want this. Everything we do is for the fans. And our decision is for the fans. Against his owners, who he's under contract for, by the way. You're the England captain. Where's your voice? Why is it Jordan Henderson that's organising all the other Premier League captains to get involved and have a meeting? Where are you? I didn't hear anything. Were Tottenham not involved in the Big Six? How? I'll never know, but were Tottenham not involved in the Big Six?
You are 100% correct. They were involved in the Big Six.
So where's your voice? Nowhere to be seen. But yet Jordan Henderson, once again, proving that he is the leader among leaders in the Premier League.
Yeah,
NHS fund, first there. Yeah. He's the one that's organising it. This, when all hell broke loose, he's the first organising it. Against his own owners, who he's under contract for, by the way, who pay his wages, goes against it. Nowhere to be seen. I'm so disappointed in some players, because most players didn't even talk until the team left. Raheem Sterling, okay, bye, what's that? What's that? Who were the first people in the front of it who would be made scapegoats in all of this? Liverpool, Klopp, Milner spoke about it. We were made scapegoats during the whole thing.
Yeah, it was used a lot. Patrick Bamford came out and said something also as well, which I loved how he did that in the game.
Come on to that in a minute.
I loved how he did it as well. Yeah. That's what it is. Go on, carry on. I mean, you get it off your chest.
But like nowhere,
therapy settings, that's what we're here for.
No, but nowhere to be seen though. Like most of these players, nowhere to be seen. What you're scared of losing your contract, but yet you let your other players do it. What, you're just going to hide like cowards? Is this what we're doing? Do you not realise how much that would impact football? Not just at your level.
Said this. Go on.
All the way down to grassroots to my level. Everything, funding, all of it. Pitches. Pitches are awful now at grassroots. You have the chance to improve that, and you want to walk away for a European Super League. For what? What is there?
Yeah.
To play Real Madrid 4 times a season? I don't want that. Do you understand how good it is on a Friday, 11 o'clock, when the Champions League draw is being made and you don't know who you're getting?
Yes, that's a part of it. Go on, get it out. I forgot that you wasn't here last week. Salute to Adam Matic, obviously, to discuss all of this. So carry on. Go on, keep going.
And you want to forget that? So I'm talking solely from a Liverpool standpoint right now. Liverpool have won 19 league titles, 6 European titles, and you want to leave UEFA. You want to leave the association and just forget about all the history. What you can line your pockets. Guaranteed hundreds of millions of pounds. Yeah. You'd have guaranteed hundreds of millions of pounds if you'd have sold Liverpool. Just go. I don't want you anywhere near my club, and I genuinely mean this. I will never, after this, everything's done. You tried to put the Liverpool prices up, that got stopped. You tried to trademark Liverpool FC. Liverpool FC is not yours to trademark.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I didn't know he did that. Is that what he tried to do?
Yeah.
He tried to trade. Oh yeah, and if you are watching on the YouTube as well and the quality is not the best, people, hopefully it clears up. I'm not sure what's going on. We're having some connection issues at the station, but you can listen on DAB radio also. But go on, family.
You tried to trademark Liverpool FC.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's even worse. You know, these man. This is me as a United fan saying this. Get these man out.
Try to trademark Liverpool Football Club, right? And I've said this on your show. I've said this on multiple shows. The timing. The same week as the Hillsborough disaster. The anniversary of Hillsborough. If you knew anything about your football club that you bought, if you knew anything about the fans, you don't do it on that week.
Yeah.
And I just want to make this point, is Liverpool fans have suffered enough. 96 football fans went to a game, an FA Cup semi-final. 96 of them never returned. And you have the nerve on the week of the anniversary to drop this bombshell, which throws into question everything about Liverpool's history, including Hillsborough. Hillsborough is a big part of our history.
Yeah.
You want to step on that. to line your pockets. It's a disgrace. And I genuinely mean this, and I'm being 100% sincere. I don't want you as the owner of my club. I don't want you making decisions as the owner of my club.
I understand.
Because I've got family, I've got friends who lost people in Hillsborough who have been through hell as Liverpool fans.
So this is even closer, to you because you've been directly affected by it. It's bad enough just from the outside looking in and just being a football fan of that disaster, but having people involved in that who are affected by that.
And then you've got people like Kenny Dalglish who went to every single funeral, 96 funerals, as the manager.
That is...
For him to be sat
tip
there,
my hat to him.
For him to be sat there on Tuesday night when all of it fell apart, and come out and say he's disappointed in Liverpool, and he's an ambassador, and even he's done. To even put him in that position, the man suffered enough.
Yeah.
You didn't even have the nerve to apologise to Klopp properly. You did it in a video.
Didn't call him directly.
No, you're a disgrace.
No.
Honestly, and I don't want you anywhere near my club. And that this is just me speaking from the heart as someone that manages at a grassroots level, who is overly reliant on Premier League funding and funding that goes down the tiers in the proper pyramid system, because you're not going to get your next Phil Foden without him coming through grassroots.
That's true.
And you're losing players because the pitches are awful, the referees are awful, the facilities are awful, and you were happy to step away from that. Yeah,
to play, like you said, Real Madrid, Barcelona, and
why are we giving Barcelona a lifeline?
Yes, and
they're in over £1 billion worth of debt.
That's on
why are we giving them a lifeline?
Yep.
If the shoe's on the other foot, do you think they're giving us a lifeline? No, because they're cutthroat. No. They don't care. So why do we care?
Because they care about lining their pockets. It's not so much even about saving Barcelona or Real Madrid. It's about lining their pockets. This was a money grab. Remember, they was planning on doing these games and having these games take place outside of the country. Exactly. So they're taking Liverpool out of Liverpool. Exactly. They're taking Manchester United and Manchester City out of Manchester. They're taking Arsenal, Chelsea, Spurs all out of London. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And like I said, me and Adam Mai spoke on this in depth last week on the show. I spoke on it on every single stream on Sarcasm City TV and all the other streams I was on, how bad this was and how the teams in the Super League would have been absolutely fine, but I can't touch on it. I can't touch on it any better than you can. What that does for the rest of the Premier League, Championship, League One, League Two, Conference North, Conference South, all the way down to grassroots. Like people talking about, oh, look what happened with Bury. Bury didn't get saved. If this goes ahead, this increases the chances of more clubs going in the direction
Bolton
of Bury.
Wanderers, Wigan Athletic.
More clubs. It definitely increases the chance of that because the money goes less. The Premier League is now secondary competition. Whether the Big Six was in the Premier League or not, it takes a massive hit. Huge hit. So yeah, man, hashtag FSG out, hashtag Cronky out, hashtag Glazers out. That's why I was at the protest on Saturday. The next protest, when we play Liverpool, I'll be there again. Any Glazers out protest, I am there and I am with it. I am there. Big up to everyone in the comments. Big up Talking Barca. Thoughts on the Arsenal takeover? Hey, I have to big up the Arsenal fans for their protest. I got to big up the Chelsea fans for their protest. Big up to both Liverpool and the Leeds fans who was at their protest. Big up every Manchester United fan who was at the protest also. And even if you couldn't attend the protest, because you were in a different country or you couldn't make it down, big up to everyone who promoted it and helped spread the word. So my thoughts on the Arsenal protest is good. And this is me saying it as a Manchester United fan. What these men tried to do is bigger than football. It's bigger than any rivalry between me and Stroh going back and forth. Much bigger. Because they tried to take away our spot. They tried to take away a Merseyside derby. Let's put that into perspective. They legit tried to we're just going to yank that. They're trying to take away the thrill of a Champions League draw, the Champions League group stage draw, Champions League knockout draw, Europa League draw. That's what they were trying to, and the timing of this, they did this before the FA Cup semi-finals, before a Carabao Cup final, before Champions League semi-finals, before Europa League semi-finals, whilst West Ham and Leicester are chasing top four, while teams are battling to stay in the Premier League, while you have teams like Norwich and Watford in the Championship trying to come up at this point. Ridiculous the way, and so forth, teams trying to stay in the Championship, League One teams trying to get, and so forth and so forth. Timing was disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Go on, family.
That's what I was going to say. And look at Leeds United. Next season, they will be real challenges for European places.
There you go. And they tried to take that away.
All unfairly.
Yeah, ridiculous. So my thoughts on the Arsenal takeover is big up to the Arsenal legends, actually. All of them, bar Ray Parlour. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm coming on.
Yeah. We're going to get to that. Oh, big up the Arsenal legends, bar Ray Parlour, because they're trying to save their club. And Tox made a great tweet. He's like, Arsenal legends are trying to help Arsenal fans take over their club. But yeah, that's done. But yet, what our legends be doing, Manchester United legends, I'm talking, and be on TV slagging off our team.
Yeah.
Slagging off our players. How about you do something if you love the club as much as you say you do? Yeah, go on, Stroh. What was you going to say? We're going to get into Ray Parlour. This wasn't supposed to be, but we have to touch on it.
I have to, because I found it disgusting.
The manner in which he tried to do it.
It's so underhanded and it's so sly, because you bring... So, let's just put things in perspective, right?
Yeah, go on.
Arsenal Fan TV is massive, right? Redmen TV is massive. You've got United channels that are massive. Do you know what I mean? And Robbie comes under a lot of unfair criticism from other fans, from Arsenal fans, right? At the end of the day, this man travels all over the country to watch Arsenal. But obviously, not during COVID. But all over when he could, all over the country.
All over thousands, all over Europe as well.
Of his own money. That's what I was going to say. All over the. He was at the Europa League final, and that was in the back arse of nowhere. No one knew where.
Yeah, Baku. I still don't know where it is. I mean. Baku. Where is Baku?
No idea.
I'm saying no one knows where Baku is.
He spent thousands. He's gone to pre-season tours. He's gone to Thailand and places like that, and he's been to follow them. He is a lifelong Arsenal fan.
Yeah.
How dare you, Ray Parlour? How dare you question if he wants Arsenal to not get a result because it helps with his views? What? Yes. This man is a lifelong Arsenal fan.
Ridiculous.
This man lives, breathes, and sleeps Arsenal.
Yeah.
Forget Arsenal Fan TV for a minute. This man is a lifelong Arsenal fan.
Well,
how dare you sit there in the comfort of a TalkSport studio, comfy, because you made your money off Arsenal, and obviously you're not going to slag them off, because obviously you're still an ambassador of some sort. So you're not going to say what you really want to say. Mm-hmm. You brought him on under the false pretenses of, let's talk about the Super League. Yeah. You have the nerve to make sly dicks and underhanded comments about Arsenal Fan TV because you're a dinosaur and you don't agree with it.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. I was so annoyed.
It was, and here's the thing as well, questioning about, does he make more money? Has he made more money because the European Super League? Lewis said this. The European Super League was the hottest topic everywhere.
So everybody, Sky Sports,
we're not talking about it. Everybody did more numbers.
Did more people not tune into TalkSport because they were listening to fans?
Talk about the European Super League. So it's the same thing. You know what the difference is? It's not them making the money. That's the issue, because Tox made another great point. They used to be the gatekeepers. That's the problem that Ray Parlour and certain people on TalkSport have. That's why they'll target Robbie, because they don't like the fact this is someone independent who has a bigger voice than them. He has a bigger voice. He has a bigger impact. If TalkSport says something, it's not as big as if Robbie says something. Think about it. When's the last time when something went viral from TalkSport?
Never.
How many times do things go viral from AFTV, whether it's funny, whether they've won or they've not?
That's why they get him on. That's why they have the second they get him on, then it goes viral.
Yeah, the numbers go up. Because Robbie is bigger than what you have going on. But if they're smart, what you do is, instead of trying to combat it, why don't you give Robbie a show on TalkSport?
Why don't you actually try and work with him instead of trying to work against him?
Work with him. I'm saying, give him a show if that needs be. Why is it Barstool from the United States have come and picked up troops? Why is someone in the UK not seeing that? But Barstool, and look, he's gone from strength to strength. Go, instead of fighting it, go and get a DT. Go get a lead judges.
Dinosaurs.
Yeah, go get a tie. I'm saying, and it's the same on the United side as well. Go get a Rance. Go get a Saeed. Go get a Flex. Go get a Mr. Aaron United. Why are you trying to compete with these men? Because they're not trying to compete with you. You are a multi-million-pound company who spends multi-millions on advertisement and promotion. Most people are just doing that from home with a mic, a laptop, and Wi-Fi, and you're trying to compete.
But here's the thing, right? And this is the difference between the shows at TalkSport, right? So you've got Laura Woods, Troy Deeney, that show, who will openly have the likes of Spencer Owen, who owns a Hashtag United, who's one of the biggest YouTubers.
Yeah.
They will have YouTubers on there. Akin Fen was now a classified YouTuber. Do you know what I mean? They are happy to promote that.
Yeah.
Then you've got the dinosaurs, the Ray Parlours. And I must have watched that clip 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
And the more I watched it, the more angry I got, because you just completely blindsided the man.
Ridiculous.
And listen, I've never had the pleasure of meeting Robbie yet, but everyone that I've spoke to that have, he is a lovely man.
That's what everyone says. That's literally what everybody, and I know people say that about people all the time. Everyone we spoke to from within this YouTubing world, and this is not just Arsenal fans, this is Arsenal fans and non-Arsenal fans say, yeah, Robbie's cool, nice guy, will do anything for anybody, will try and help you, etc., etc. But yet they try and tear him down. And he's very non-confrontational as well, and that's what I don't like. They wouldn't treat a DT or troops like that. They wouldn't have them on there because they know they're not going to react in that type of fashion. They know Robbie's chill. He's going to keep it cool. Like, if you want to bring nonsense to people, bring it to the people who are going to thrive on it. Don't go for... Bring DT on and see what happens. Bring troops on and see what happens. Bring elite judges on and see what happens. Why are you going for Robbie? Why are you targeting Robbie?
That's what I mean. I didn't like the tone of it. I didn't like the approach of it. I didn't like any of it. Yeah. And it was disgusting from TalkSport. But what do you expect from TalkSport? Mm-hmm. TalkSport are owned by the same people that own The Sun. What do you expect? You're
spot on. You are spot on. And here's the thing as well. They do the same thing AFTV do. It's the exact same thing. You reckon when Chelsea battered Arsenal in that Europa League final, they didn't open up the phone lines and go, yeah, what do you think of this? Get me 4-0, Arsenal fans, how you feeling? Call in now. They do the same thing. You talk to fans the same way AFTV and Robbie talk to fans.
Let's be honest, TalkSport was dying until they got Laura Woods, who's a massive popular figure. And that's boosted him.
Yeah.
And then they got Ali McCoy, and then I love Ali. And then you go back and forth, do you know what I mean? That show is phenomenal for TalkSport.
Yeah.
The rest of it is just, it's slowly dwindling out. And then they look at AFTV, Robbie, shining, succeeding, doing something that they couldn't do at this current day and age because they're too stuck behind the ways. TalkSport could have easily branched out and done their own fan camp. Imagine TalkSport at every stadium. They could have easily done that.
They could have done it.
But they refused to.
They refused to because they don't.
And now look at AFTV, shining. Look at Redmen, shining.
Yeah.
Look at Aaron, Saeed, Rance, JV, Nuruddin, all them, do you know what I mean? Flex, like, shining.
Everybody's shining, yes. And that's what they don't like. Like, I seen a clip and Flex was on Sky Sports. And I've said this before, it's like, reach out and work with these people. And instead of having them guests, give these people their shows.
Because they will give you a following you've never had.
Give them people. Imagine Flex on Sky Sports. It fits. Everybody's watching it. We are watching that. If I use Flex as an example, because I think he's one of the best out here at what he does. If you put Flex on Sky Sports, I'm tuning in week in, week out. If you like, right, we get him a show Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Whatever the show is, I'm watching.
See, Sky Sports started to do that because they've got chunks on the segment on Saturday.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but look at the people they started reaching out to. So you've got Big G, Bessie Dons, now on Soccer AM. Why? Because he's massive. Hashtag Jacko, exactly the same thing. 2 goalkeepers are on there because, and then you see Don Strapsy. You see YouTubers on that show. Why? Because it brings them a different following that they've not had before.
Yeah, and that was great to see with Chunks, but it's like, go and get...
so difficult for them to wrap their heads around that they will give you access to a fan base you've never had access to. No one tuning into TalkSport unless it's Laura Woods. What are we talking about?
You got a point.
Who?
Yeah, you have a point. I'd rather go and watch. When Arsenal lose, I'm going to go watch AFTV. If Liverpool, I'm going to go watch a Hammers Redmond. Salute to Hammers. I'm going to go watch a Redmond TV. I'm going to go watch a Coppish. I'm going to tune in more so. If it's United, I'm going to tune in.
You're going to watch them, do you know what I mean?
I'm going to tune in. I'm going to tune into a rant, a Saeed, see what Flex has to say on it. Because I'm more interested in what they have to say. Because you know what? They're just better at their job. They're just better at it than you lot. And none of them are very few of them are ex-professional footballers, but they are just better. So stop trying to fight it.
Because they give you the proper...
Yeah, they don't sugarcoat it.
No, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
So when I see Ray Parlour talking out the side of his mouth and acting wild...
Talking out the side of his mouth.
Because he's still an ambassador at Arsenal, let's be honest. And he didn't like it when Robbie said, well, you're just trying to protect your job. What job? I've not got a job.
Yeah, of course. And you know what's even worse about the Ray Parlour AFTV before we move on? He's been on AFTV before multiple times.
Exactly my point.
You get me? You've been on there, so it was okay for you to go on there, but now all of a sudden it's bad.
And here's the thing, it showed the backbone because when Gary Neville criticised AFTV, he was man enough to go and sit there and talk his views. Where's Ray Parlour? Non-existent.
Yeah, ridiculous. It is. And Sicko Kiddo here says it, that Robbie video on TalkSport got over 1 million views on Twitter. There you go.
And
that's what it is.
And that's exactly why.
And he was on there to talk about Kroenke out. And if Ray Parlour's an Arsenal legend, which he is, surely that should be the talk of conversation if you're an Arsenal fan.
So what are your other legends doing? They're not dragging Robbie through the media.
They're
just
teaming
get
up with the CEO of Spotify and trying to get the crunkies out.
To get Arsenal back in the place it's in. What's Ray Parlour doing? Making sure he's cussing in the TalkSport studio. There's levels.
Yeah, there's levels. And salute to Ian Wright as well, because when I seen him put hashtag crunky out, I loved that. I wish United legends would stand up to the Glazers the same way Arsenal legends do. Call them out. I seen Gary Neville, yes, he called out the Glazers even though he admitted himself it was too late. I seen Rio Ferdinand, that video he put out talking about Glazers. Let's get these men out. You lot have the power to do it. The legends. I'm saying, come stand with the fans and let's get these men out. But moving on, not even moving on, we actually talk about him since he was on there. Arsenal 0, Everton 1, and yeah, what a howler that was from Leno.
That's Massimo Taibi. That's
worse than that.
Jersey Dudek.
It's worse than that. It's one of the worst goalkeeper mistakes I've seen in a long time.
It's Roy Carroll.
Yes. It's Roy Carroll trying to, yes, it is that bad. Because the thing is, it wasn't a shot. That's what makes this one worse. The ones you mentioned there, they're shots on goal, even though they should have been saved. This is a cross.
Nah, who was it? Was it? I don't think it was Dudek. Who was it for Liverpool? When Forlan nipped in?
Yeah, it was Dudek.
Was it?
I remember that. Yeah, it was Dudek. When we was in the white kit, the Vodafone. I never forget victories at Anfield. Come on. But yeah, it was Dudek.
Yeah, it was. But you see, the Dudek one wasn't even a shot. It was just headed back.
It was headed back and he dropped it. Yeah. He was. Yeah, it was peak. But yeah, Arsenal. And I'm sure Ray Parlour would blame Robbie and AFTV for this. Like AFTV isn't more jumping and doesn't do more views when they win. It does more views, it just doesn't go viral because negativity goes viral before positivity.
So Leno's mistake is because he wants a TalkSport interview and Robbie's criticising him. That's basically what they're trying to say.
That's what they're trying to say, innit? Robbie jumped on the pitch with the rest of the AFTV, man, and ridiculous.
Put a kit on and let the ball go through.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Right, okay, yeah.
That's on Leno. But yeah, Arsenal, Arteta.
Where is the criticism for Arteta? Because
let's talk about it. Go on.
No, in terms of the media. And here's another one. Coward. Where was his voice as a manager? You heard Pep speak out about it, right or wrong. You heard Klopp was the first one to speak out about it. You've heard Ollie speak out about it. Where was Arteta?
You've got a point.
Nowhere to be seen.
You got a point.
Absolutely nowhere to be seen. And Arsenal are having a real mess. Leeds are above him. Leeds have just come up from the Championship.
Yeah. You know why they don't get criticism? Because this is not Arsenal's level. This is why they don't get criticism. We don't expect more of them.
So why were they involved in the Super League?
Yeah, because Egypt, that's why they were involved in the Super League. Why was Spurs in? But that's a whole nother conversation. But Arsenal, you got to think. Yes, they won the FA Cup last year, but they finished 8th. They're now currently 10th. A point behind Leeds, who are in 9th. And Aston Villa, who are in 11th, are a point behind them and have a game in hand. So if Villa draw their next game, they drop down to 11th. This is not Arsenal's level. Plus, Arteta is new as well. That's why he doesn't get the criticism. Plus, they didn't spend massive either. So that's why they don't get the criticism. Arsenal are a big club in name only. That's why. That's why they don't receive the criticism. Because this is what we expect now. We've been through it. All right, so we'll go through this again. They don't have a better team than Manchester City, Manchester United,
no.
Chelsea,
no.
Liverpool.
No.
So that's 4. So that's 5th. Do they have a better team than Spurs?
No.
There we go. That's 5. Everton?
No.
Leeds? It's the fact that it's debatable tells you all you need to know. That's 7. So we've gone down there. West Ham, did he? No. Debatable? You know what I'm saying? So West Ham.
Look at where West Ham are.
There we go. So that's what, 8 teams? So they're roundabout where they're supposed to be. If you look at it, they're not.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is
they're not underachieving.
Yeah, but I'm not just talking about Arsenal. Arteta needs to be under pressure because have you seen his home record? No, honestly, have you seen it?
They've lost. What is it? They've lost more games at home than ever before in the Premier League era. Is that correct?
1 minute. Let me just try and find this because I honestly believed this was a joke when I seen this. Yeah, that's fine, but they're where they're supposed to be. Here's the thing, though. What Arteta has, he won an FA Cup. So go through that. So we're not even all the way through the season. Arsenal have lost 9 home matches in all competitions this season. They're most in a single campaign since 1929 to 1930. That is peak, and that's a terrible record, but this is now their level. They're Arsenal in name only. They are a mid-table club. It's true. They're a mid-table club. How many of their players? Yes. All right. So Leno seems to have, his forms fell off a cliff.
Gabriel, his form seems to have fell off. Your other centre-backs are holding. Who else they got? Louise, Mustafi. Fullback, Cedric, Bellerin. You got Thomas Partey, who's a cut above, but then you've got Xhaka, El Neni, Smith Rowe, who's a kid. Odegaard, who looks decent, but he's probably going back to Madrid.
There's no leadership.
You got Saka, who's very good. Aubameyang's form fell off a cliff. He doesn't play Martinelli for whatever reason.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Who else we got? And Nketiah is pretty average, to be honest. Like, where are they supposed to... What's the word I'm looking for? Like, go on.
Reset, and this is the whole point. Arsenal do need that entire reset, talking from Kroenke needs to go. They need to sell up, and they need to get proper structure in terms of sports director, proper medical staff, because they're honestly, like, do you remember that run under Wenger when everyone just seemed to get injured?
Yeah.
For no reason whatsoever. It was always in training. Like, they need a whole reset, but they're not going to do that because I don't think Kroenke's going to sell. I just don't. And I just think they're stuck.
Okay.
And I mean, look at Leeds are above them. Leeds, they just come up from the Championship. And let's just put things in perspective, right? Leeds went out and bought 2 international centre-backs. They've been injured for most of the season. They've had Championship centre-backs.
But Arsenal is just not much better. This is their level.
Championship centre-backs, though.
This is their level.
Championship right-back. Someone that Arsenal let go as a youth player, Luke Ayling. And you're above him in the Premier League.
Well, here's the thing: does he probably gets into their side now?
He 100% gets into their side.
That's my point. They're Arsenal in name only. That's the problem they have.
Yeah,
they're Arsenal in name only.
Arsenal are a mess. Like, such a mess.
Yeah, Ashley Stringer said end of season, last 4. He's got Manchester City, United 2nd, Chelsea 3rd, Liverpool 4th. Leicester are going to start their downfall tonight with a draw. I hear you. But here's the thing with Arteta. You know what he has in his defense? He won an FA Cup last season. If he wins the Europa League this season, that's a great return. That's a great return. Do I believe they win the Europa League? No, but the fact they still have a chance. He's won an FA Cup and a Europa League in his first 2 seasons. Yes, you would want the league form to be better. But that being said, how much more I think a better manager get? Yeah, does a better manager get more out of them? Yeah, but I don't think that much more. I think their ceiling's 6.
No, but this is what I'm saying.
They're a Europa League to a mid-tables team side.
The club needs a whole reset.
So I can't really blame Arteta.
No,
because he's new as well. I'm not saying he's blameless. I'm just saying the reason why I don't criticize him as much is because you are working with bad tools. You don't have great players there.
Yeah, to an extent.
It's much of a muchness. But what result do you want to go on to next?
The snore fest of the 0-0.
Typical United. One thing we can do is bore you to death. Bore you to death. But all right, go on. You're always waxing lyrical about Leeds, so I'm sure you got some Bielsa propaganda to run. So go on, let's run it. What are you saying?
He's changed his style of play.
Mm-hmm.
They're not as over-exuberant as they first were.
Oh.
And it's no surprise to me that when Diego Llorente, who was a Spanish international, goes back into the actual centre-back and plays at the back, they're a different team defensively. I thought Llorente was outstanding yesterday. I thought he was outstanding against us, got the equaliser in the last minute, and he was solid again yesterday. And then you've got Robin Koch to add to that, who's a German international. And they're going to go out and spend again in the summer because the San Francisco 49ers have increased their deal with Leeds and what they're actually going to be pumping into the club. But it was a fascinating tactical battle yesterday, which I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
Ollie couldn't get his head around it in terms of the man marking.
Oh yeah, Calvin Phillips was San Bruno.
Honestly, I could watch Calvin Phillips.
Yeah, you're a big fan of Calvin Phillips.
Just because you see players that are that young and in a vital position like that.
Yeah.
Against the player, like, I'm going to come on to Fernandes in a minute. We've got a stat for him, which I thought was crazy as well, by the way. You see them panic. You see them try and rush things. You see them try and force things in that position. He kept it so simple all the way through. And I thought Luke Shaw had another solid game.
Yeah, Luke Shaw was good.
It's just, I don't know what it was with United. United just didn't seem to click going forward, and I just think starting Dan James was a bad mistake.
Because he's expecting a high press.
Yeah, And this is what I mean by tactical. Bielsa
tactical switch. Yeah, he switched it. Yeah, that's what he's expecting. Because I was saying this game. I'm not going as far as meaningless, but there's so little riding on it. Considering the big game for United is Thursday against Roma. That's the big game. But our season rides and defined by that game.
But here's a stat for you.
Go on.
Only Leicester, out of the top 7 teams they've picked up, have won at Ellen Road. Yeah, every other team they've not been beaten by.
Yeah, I think it's all draws, isn't it?
That goes to show something.
Yeah.
And tactically, Bielsa's up there with the top 5-6 managers in the league, and he proved that. And Ollie didn't have an answer, and this is why I criticise Ollie so much. Did not have an answer whatsoever. Why do you need McTominay and Thingy in that game? You don't. You don't. It's baffling to me. But yeah, I thought Leeds were.
They were good defensively, but both sides were poor going forward.
No, but that's what I mean. Well, Leeds have been awful defensively at times this season, and for the past 5-6 games, something's clicked, and they're a lot better defensively.
Yeah, because I think Bielsa knows you can't continue like that.
That's a worrying sign for the rest of the league. Because look where they are now, and they were this bad defensively. Give them proper spending, a manager like Bielsa.
Yeah, could be problems. They could be problems.
They could do what West Ham are doing this year.
You reckon so?
Bielsa
is capable. Yeah, if it's just, you know what, it's finding the balance, because now they're defensively better. Does that take away from them going forward?
Possibly, but
even if he signs better players.
Yeah, but look at the players they've already recruited. Rafinha.
Yeah, true.
Llorente. Yeah. Rodrigo, Spanish international. Do you know what I mean? Meslier, the keeper, who I thought going into the season was going to struggle. He's been a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
He's still young. Bamford, one of the standouts of this season for me, in terms of no one expected him to do it at this level. And I was crying because he didn't get the England call-up over Watkins, which is still a farce, by the way.
Yeah, you still are over that. I get what you're saying. In terms of the game, like I said, it was even with the European Super League just added to the lack of atmosphere and tempo of that game and just meaning of it. Like,
here's a question.
I was just looking at Thursday. That's why I didn't mind the changes. I didn't mind Fred and McTominay playing. I didn't mind James playing. I didn't mind Cavani and Pogba being on the bench. I would have played Rashford. I probably wouldn't have played Bruno either. It really was. Thursday's the big game.
Thursday's a massive game. Yeah. Here's the question.
Go on.
Bruno Fernandes specifically, right?
Yeah.
So, let me find this stat.
Are you talking about him not scoring an open goal? A goal?
So he's not scored a goal from open play in the past 15, 16 games.
Yeah.
Is that not concerning for a player of Bruno's level?
It's definitely concerning, yes. One thing I will say, though, is his overall play in moments, because I've seen a clip today, has been very good. So, for instance, the Spurs game, he played very well without getting a goal or assist, more so the second half. The goal we scored, was it Brighton? I can't remember who we scored, and Greenwood scored one of them. It was Bruno's dummy. That type of thing. That's what we've been wanting from you. Now we're talking about Leeds. Can they find the balance? We need the balance. So we still want goals and assists from you, but we want you to pass the eye test too. Because the problem with Bruno was, individually is great for him. His impact can't be spoken about. The reason why he receives criticism from some Manchester United fans, including myself, is because it's all well and good you putting up individual numbers, but if it's to the detriment of the team, I'm not with it. Van Nistelrooy was like that.
But do you know what I find funny?
Literally.
Do you know what I find funny? On the flip side, because Pogba doesn't put up the numbers, but the impact he has in the game is...
And that's it. But then again, that's what you like. So certain people are all eye test. Certain people are all stats. Goals and assists and stats. I'm a mixture of the both. You have to pass both. Yeah. That's what I'm on. Pass the eye test, yes, to help the team, because at the end of the day, it's a team sport. So I want the team to win. But you also have to pass the individual. Bruno has to find that balance. Because is it a concern? Yes, because we're going to need you in this running. If we're going to be successful, we're going to need you to pick up that form. However, his form hasn't been that bad. Because like I said, he's impacting games.
Yeah, no, like I said, I don't think his form's been bad. At no point have I criticised Bruno in the past 2 months when I'm on it, you know what I mean? But when I seen that stat, that is alarming to me.
Yeah, it's definitely. I didn't know that. It's extremely alarming. Extremely alarming when you hear that.
Purely because it's like, I expect better from a Bruno Fernandes.
Yes, you do. Well, that goes to show the fact that he's gone on that run, and our form's been pretty decent of late. There's something to that the game against, not so much Leeds, but The game against Brighton, we didn't particularly play well, but Spurs away, for instance, which was one of his better games and one of Manchester United's better games, he didn't get a goal or an assist. Whereas if I go back further to the Manchester City game where he got a penalty, he wasn't good, but he still got a goal. That type of thing. So it's finding the mix. That's what I would say. But is it a concern? Yes, and I think that's a concern for him. But as long as we win, I'm with it.
Yeah, definitely.
That's literally it.
Goes without saying.
That's literally it. But yeah, what I'm going to go into is the surprise. The shock result of the weekend. I could not believe this. Wolves 0, Burnley 4. Wolves 0, Burnley 4. And what I loved as well is there was a clip, and I seen the picture of Burnley with the ball in the corner, time wasting when they're 4-0 up.
That's why I hate Burnley.
You can't take the Burnley out of Burnley. You can't take the Sean Dyche out of Sean Dyche. Like, I have never seen anything like that. 4-0 up in the 90th minute and you're wasting time in the corner. That is wild to me. That is wild.
I went to watch Leeds at Ellen Road 2018-19 and Chris Wood was still at Leeds.
Yeah.
He was unplayable that day. And on that day I said that he would be a Premier League striker, and obviously he is with Burnley. But I don't understand Burnley as a club.
Go on, what do you mean?
Why not play like this from the start of the season? Why? Because you've got.
Oh, that's Cody getting twisted up there. Jeez.
Because it's like, I mean, look at him over the past 6 games. Yeah, the Everton result.
Yeah.
Fluid football. This battered Wolves at home.
Even though, and we need to get onto Wolves as well. We need to have the conversation. The bad mistake by Traore there, giving the ball away.
Why not do this earlier?
I hear you. I get you, but Wolves haven't been good though. Wolves haven't been good. Look at that squared across the box and that proper FIFA goal.
I think Nuno's gone.
You think Nuno's gone? We're going to discuss this. You think Nuno? But you have to give Bruno. We have to give Burnley their flowers still. Even the chances they missed. This is an incredible result. It's an incredible result.
4-0.
Even Wolves, a poor Wolves side, it's very tough to go to Molineux and beat him 4-0. Very tough. Very tough.
The technique is so wrong. Why is he over his lace when he can go with the inside of his foot and he hits it down?
See, Chris Wood hat-trick.
Chris Wood is a good player, man. Like, he is unplayable.
Is he better than Burnley?
Yeah. I could genuinely see Chris Wood at Everton.
Over what? So what? Lewandowski moves on and then they go get him?
No, I'm just saying, like, I could see him playing 4 in Everton.
Yeah.
I could see him playing 4 at Crystal Palace.
It's a good save, that, actually. This is crazy. Like I said, this might be the shock result of the season.
What? Over West Brom?
I forgot about West Brom. I forgot. All right, this is second behind the West Brom. I did forget about the West Brom. But look at Burnley just at it.
This is what I mean,
just firmly at it. Chris Wood dancing in the box. Need a better finish, but still.
Yeah, there's no execution on the finish. He's done all the good stuff in terms of turning the defender inside out.
Yes.
And then the finish is just, look at him. They've not got a minute. Look at the press. They can't get out. Why not do this more? This is genuinely what
that's a strike. That is a strike.
It frustrates me so much with Burnley. Because you're capable of it.
Maybe they go this way. Maybe they go this route a little bit more.
The second the season starts off again, for the first 20 games, they're going to sit back.
But you know what? That keeps them up, though. Because if you remember correctly, under Tony Pulis under Stoke, when he tried to play more football, that's when their issues arrived. They signed Shaqiri, they signed Bojan, they signed a couple more players, and they were trying to play football. They tried to sign them. They tried to play more football, and that was their demise. So maybe
Tony Pulis in charge. That's why that was their demise.
Yeah, but Sean Dyche, like, maybe he's looking at it like, if I play this way, that leaves us more open defensively. And then once we're in a bad run of form, it's trouble for us. It's working. They stay in the Premier League.
So going back to Wolves.
Oh yeah, go on. Let's touch on Wolves.
I think Nuno's gone.
Really?
I think Nuno takes the Spurs job.
Bombshell. You reckon what?
I think Nuno's been linked with the Spurs job. I think he's the perfect fit for the first job.
It fits, That fits.
Because think about it.
Go on, sell it. I'm sold though. So yeah, go on.
So Wolves play three at the back. Tottenham can also play three at the back. Look at the personnel that Nuno's got specifically, right? Look at the recruitment this man's done. We're talking Pedro Neto, fine steal out of nowhere. Vinagre, steal. Jota, steal. He's getting the best out of Traore, which a lot of people didn't think he would. He took Connor Cody from a Liverpool midfielder who failed to make it, and he's turned him into a centre-back, and he's an England international now. Imagine him at Tottenham.
With Kane,
with Son,
yeah.
Lucas Moura, and Dombele.
And one thing we know, he can build a defence. He can put a defence together.
Exactly.
Because he has the links with Portugal. It fits. It's a good fit for... I Slav actually, who's a Spurs fan who I'm a good friends with. Would he take Nuno? I think Nuno's the perfect fit. And he doesn't need a big budget either.
And he's Premier League proven.
Yeah. So Spurs will be all right in the Premier League. And he'll probably get a big... Actually, I can't even say that. I was going to say he'd get a bigger budget at Spurs than he would Wolves, but I don't know.
And Wolves went on a great run in Europa League. Let's not forget that.
True.
I genuinely believe, in my heart of heart, if it got approached to him, he'd go to Tottenham.
Yeah, at this point, because it seems the Wolves... He's at the end of the cycle.
He's a Poch type manager.
Elaborate.
In terms of smaller club.
Yeah.
So when Poch was at Southampton, smaller
did a good
club,
job.
Did a phenomenal job.
Does he go the Poch route? So then he goes to Spurs, does a better job there, and then somebody big comes and picks him up.
Genuinely, I think he's a sleeping giant in terms of managers. I genuinely do.
And you reckon Wolves is just the end of the cycle with the team?
Yeah, because you can just tell, like, the team needs a reset. The teams need, do you know what I mean? After 4 or 5 years, you just need refreshing and stuff like that. And I do believe, looking at them this season, obviously losing Jimenez was to a horrific injury, was horrible. And
he lost the goalkeeper as well.
Yeah. And I could genuinely see Nuno at Tottenham.
Yeah, that's what Zane's saying. He said, no, Neto and Jimenez is a big loss. He also said, that's a violation to Everton. Chris Wood, you know, only cashed in his golden ticket. Big up to Zane. Make sure if you're watching on the YouTube, if you're watching live or you're watching this back, please hit the like button on the video and make sure you subscribe to Pi Radio. Make sure you subscribe to the Pi Radio YouTube. We're here every Monday, 7 p.m. till 9 p.m. discussing all things Premier League. And if you're watching via listening via DAB or more traditional radio means, we really, really appreciate it. Love to everybody who's supporting the show and Pi Radio as a whole station. But yeah, that makes sense still. So where do they go from here? Where do Wolves go if they do lose him? Because that's his team. That's a tough for Wolves. That's a tough
Wolves.
Yeah,
Eddie Howe
issue to deal with. Nah.
Yeah,
they get relegated. Eddie Howe. Nah.
No, Eddie Howe.
I think they go and try and pluck another Nuno. Not necessarily Portuguese, but just more of someone who's not on the radar. They don't have to go and do that. They have to go and get a Poch. You mentioned him to Poch.
Eddie Howe was that type.
Nah, I'm not sold on Eddie Howe. I'm really not sold.
You're thinking of Bournemouth, the last couple of things. I'm telling you, Eddie Howe, tactically, and I've watched training videos of him on the training field, this man, genuinely, when he had the chance to go to Arsenal, when he was linked with the England job, you're not linked with them for no reason. This man has got something, honestly.
Arsenal on the decline. The England job, Gareth Southgate's there, so that's why I don't take too much into that.
The only reason why Southgate's there is because Eddie Howe didn't take it.
Yeah, but the fact that Eddie Howe and Gareth Southgate were the options tells you a lot of what you need to know. I'm just not sold on Eddie Howe.
I'm telling you, Eddie Howe could do a phenomenal job.
I am not sold on Eddie Howe whatsoever. I'm really not. Really, really, really not. But it would be interesting to see. I think Eddie Howe suits more of a Crystal Palace. That's what I'm thinking.
But I'm saying, like, there's managers there that you can go and get.
I think that's a tough ask for Wolves to go and get someone, because that really is his team. Like, that's resetting your goal. And again, you have to go and try and get someone with a similar philosophy to Nuno.
Do you know who you could go get? Gerrard.
That's a big risk.
Is it?
Yeah. I don't know because I'm not watching Rangers. I'm not sure how he tactically sets up and things of that nature, but there's a big risk to give him. It's like Arteta at Arsenal. It's a big risk. Lampard at Chelsea. Big risk.
I just want to throw this stat out there.
Go on.
1 minute. So, in terms of Rangers in the table, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, still unbeaten. Conceded 12 goals all season.
Okay.
I'm telling you, I've watched, and forget that it's Scotland and stuff like that, because the talks of them trying to come into the Premier League, etc., etc.
Yeah.
I've seen this man in the Europa League against strong opposition, which the likes of Tottenham and Arsenal have struggled against, and he's tactically done a number on him.
Yeah.
This could be his entrance to the Premier League in terms of his first real job in the Premier League. Not doing what Lampard did and just going directly for the job that this could be a perfect fit.
Mm-hmm. I hear you. I'm getting you. I wouldn't go. I'd want him. If I'm him, I'm saying stay in the Scottish League and continue to learn your trade there under less pressure than you would be if you get a Wolves job. Because if it goes wrong, then you have to reset all over again. Like Lampard literally has to reset now, depending on where he goes. He has to. I wouldn't say his reputation's in tatters. That's too strong, but it's taken a hit because the manner in which it's happened and the way that Tuchel has improved Chelsea and what's going on with Chelsea. And we'll switch lanes. We're going to them. Obviously, Chelsea, massive result for them in regards to the top four race. Beat West Ham 1-0. Played very well. Now 3 points clear. Stroll's mate, VAR, was fully involved. I'm guessing that's why you just heard him make that noise. So yeah, Stroll, give us your thoughts on Chelsea West Ham.
If Bad Winners is a red card, football's gone.
Yeah.
It's gone. I'm sorry. I've sat here since the beginning of the season. I've shouted. I've got angry. I've been annoyed. I've been upset. I've been distraught by VAR. I'm genuinely lost for words with this decision.
Mm-hmm.
What else is he meant to do?
Yes.
So
it was an awful decision. It's terrible.
I thought it was a good game overall. Werner is just so short of confidence. Even though
he scored, you can tell that he's short of confidence.
Yeah, and I mean, even when he scored, it just didn't look like. Normally, do you know what I mean? When you see that, you get some sort of reaction which makes you think, "Oh, that'll do in the world of good." I just didn't see that with.
What?
I just didn't see it with him, and this is the other thing, right? Which surprised me, which I didn't even come on to with the Luke Shaw thing. I thought Luke Shaw was lucky to get away with not giving a penalty in terms of the handball because it's come from a distance. That as well, like.
His arm's tucked in, though.
Yeah, no, that's tucked in. But this is what I mean. It's... I just, at this point, I genuinely don't even know what the guidelines are for VAR anymore. No, honestly, I don't, because it's... And JV said this so many times. It's non-footballing people making footballing decisions.
Yep.
I've played football. You played football. Yep. When you kick to clear a ball, your foot is naturally up because you're kicking it and your foot's going to be up.
Yeah,
and
it follows through.
You've got to plant it at some point. So because Chilwell has gone to block the finger and he's followed through and he's clipped him, that's not a red card.
Never.
It's not a red card in the 60s. Not a red card in the 70s. Not a red card in the 80s. Not a red card in the 90s, the 2000s, the 2010s.
Never.
What kind of a message are you sending to footballers? What kind of message are you sending to young footballers?
Yeah.
What are we doing? Yeah, you're taking the soul out of the game.
Yep.
And I sat here, I was sat on my couch and I watched it. And when it went to VR, I was thinking, no, there's no way. Even as bad as VR has been this season, it's been horrendous. They cannot send him off.
Even they overstepped. Even they were much worse than you thought they could be.
Oh, they danced all over that. Like, I can't... I'm genuinely struggling to...
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Because I just don't understand it.
I'd even give Balbena here. Never. Man's follow through. Never in this. Never. No.
But there's nowhere he can plant his foot.
Yeah. He's literally kicked through.
He's cleared the ball, man.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm so disappointed in Craig Kavanagh. Someone who I actually respect as a referee.
Yeah.
It's an awful decision. And this is why I need to hear, as a fan, what on earth the numpties at Stockley Park are saying to the referees through the ear. I need to hear that. How can you justify that's a red card?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Justify that to me.
Yeah.
Why are they not being interviewed after the game?
Ridiculous. Yep.
That's what I want to hear. How have you come to that decision, Craig? What was they saying at Stockley Park? What did you see to make that decision? Have you played football before in your life? So if you have, do you not realise that that's a kick in motion?
Yeah.
Honestly. I genuinely didn't think VAR was going to get any worse. And then I seen that. Honestly, it's a disgrace.
Spot on, family. You're not lying. Absolutely horrendous decision. Horrendous. But it does be Chelsea did play well. They were worthy winners outside of the terrible VAR decision. So it looks like to me, like I said, I already said they finish in the top 4. I've been saying this for the longest.
I said they finish in the top 4.
Yeah, they're 3 points clear now of West Ham in 5th. 5 games to go. Obviously, Leicester do have a game in hand. They play today. They're playing now, aren't they, actually?
Yeah, they're playing now.
They're playing now. Palace. They are playing now against Crystal Palace, and it's currently 0-0. Stroll will keep us updated on that. And moving on, we'll switch lanes and go back to the bottom of the league. And you've got, obviously, Sheffield United beating Brighton.
Zaha just scored.
Oh, the plot thickens.
Literally just clicked over and Zaha just put the ball in the back of the net. Whether it's offside or not, it's a different point. But
the plot thickens. I'm telling you, Liverpool, you lot got a chance.
No, we've not.
Why are you so against it?
We've got a chance of winning the Europa League on a Thursday night.
No, you got a chance of finishing in the top 4.
I just don't see it.
How can you not see it? You're only a point behind. You're a point. So let's say Leicester lose today.
All right, so the plot thickens even more.
You're literally going.
Tielemans has got the ball on the halfway line.
Yeah.
The ball bounces up, and I think it's Benteke.
Yeah.
Benteke basically tackles him, but it looks like he potentially goes through the man first. So they're looking at offside for Zaha. Of course they are, because you look at every offside. It's just a shambles. Good finish. Good ball through for Meze.
Yeah.
Whether it's given or not, because they are looking at the Tielemans challenge, is beyond me. Wait a minute. Let me just see. Didn't give him.
Ooh. It definitely, I don't think so. Look, Liverpool are 6 on 54 points. If Leicester lose, they're 3rd on 59 points. You're 6 points behind. No, sorry, 5 points.
Yeah, come on now.
5 points with 5 games to go.
Nah, I just don't.
You just really have no faith in. Are you Klopp out? Is that what you're telling me?
No, I have no faith in Mane scoring. I have no faith in Firmino turning up and scoring.
What about you got Jota and Mo Salah?
Did you see Jota the weekend?
No, I didn't.
Let me reiterate my point that I made at the beginning. It should have been 8 and 9-0 in the first half alone.
Yeah.
The reason why everyone's looking at Trent's assist stats this season, he's genuinely put the ball on the plate about 20 times. This season, no word of a lie. Same with Robertson. Yeah. None of them are finishing. I don't get it.
Peak times. Well, yeah, we will switch lanes. Sheffield United 1, Brighton 0, and give Stroh his credit because he called this. He did say now Sheffield United get relegated, they're now playing with a freedom and they're more likely to be picking up points because if Brighton win that game,
that's safe.
They're 14th.
They're safe.
That's mad. They're 14th and maybe drag Crystal Palace, even though Crystal Palace are now winning, arguably into it. But now they're 17th. They're literally 17th. The only saving grace for them is they have a cushion between them and Fulham because Fulham are on 27 points and Brighton are on 34 points.
I think
it's a 7-point gap. That's a big gap.
We're going to come on to the West Brom result in a minute, but I think how West Brom finished their game last night, I think that's nail coffee. Yeah. I think that's done.
If they win that, different, because they're level on points with Fulham.
Yeah.
And the pressure's different. And I was like, yeah, Big Sam, great escape, but you know.
But it's Brighton got away with one because of the West Brom result.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm a big Graham Potter fan.
Yeah, okay.
Like, Brighton played 3 at the back. You could go and get Graham Potter for Wolves.
Makes sense.
Like he makes sense.
That makes sense. Yeah.
It's they got away with one, and it's going to be interesting to see how they handle in terms of departures this summer because Ben White's highly thought of, Basuma's highly thought of, and wanted by a lot of clubs, including Liverpool. Mm-hmm. I expect Mope is going to get a lot of interest in terms of Leeds and teams.
You reckon Mope really is? I reckon Leeds can do better than a Mope.
No, but I'm talking about squad depth and stuff like that. Like,
okay, to go and be a squad player.
Yeah.
Right.
So it'll be interesting to see how they manage it, and it'll be interesting to see what kind of interest that their players get because there's Lamptey, another one. Massively
Lamptey, yes, definitely Lamptey's one. Yeah.
So, like I said though, because I've seen it time and time again, once a team's officially relegated, there's nothing that they can play with a freedom which they've not had all season. So, I expect Sheffield United, and I said this, Sheffield United have a big impact in terms of who goes down with them.
Yeah, because they've got a lot They play everyone around them. Obviously, they play Brighton. They have Newcastle as well and Burnley. They're the two teams they have their last 2 games of the season.
So, yeah, very, very interesting to see.
All right, so who do you think's going down? I think
the 3. The 3 that I've said from the beginning.
I think, it's them 3. I think it's Fulham, West Brom, Sheffield United. I did not expect Newcastle to start getting results in the manner in which they have.
I did.
We have to big them. Yeah, you called it. Because after they lost to Brighton, it was looking peak because it's like they have Spurs at home, they had Burnley away, and they had West Ham. And it's like, well, hey, they got the draw against Tottenham, they beat Burnley, and they beat West Ham. They got 7 points from that. That's very impressive.
Mm-hmm. Very impressive.
And then they add on the Liverpool game as well. That's equally as impressive. Now they've got Arsenal on Sunday, and then they've got Leicester, they got Manchester City, and then, I think that's what it is.
So,
go on.
Let's go to the Villa game.
All right.
Because Big Sam set them out really, really good yesterday. And the game plan was working until the 92nd minute.
Yep.
And it's a lapse of judgment. And Kyle Bartley was at Leeds at one point, and I've seen Kyle Bartley live, and he did have the tendency to just switch off in moments like that. It's inexcusable.
Especially, when you know what's riding on it as well.
Good football from Villa.
Yeah, Villa play good football.
It's clumsy. The challenge is so close. It's going away from goal.
Silly.
Because you don't need to make it. And I'm a big fan of Jai, by the way. I'm a big fan of his brother's an NFL player.
I remember you telling me. Yeah,
so I'm a big fan. And I think he's got a lot of potential. Great penalty by El Ghazi.
Yeah.
Phenomenal penalty.
Quality.
But this is what I mean. They go 1-0 down. The fight that West Brom shown is what you expect from a Big Sam team.
Yes.
The manner which they drop the points is so unlike a Big Sam team.
Because you know it's not his players. That's the crazy part. Another silly tackle.
It's just, I just don't understand it because, like, you don't need to make the challenge. You honestly don't.
No.
What?
Yeah.
What? Like, it's clumsy.
Silly. Yeah, clumsy like the first one.
Yeah, it's like, and here's the thing: you can set your team up as good as you want. You can't account for them kind of mistakes.
Yeah, them clumsy ones. Yes.
Because you just.
Good penalty as well. Penalty. That is quality. That
he is someone which will get picked up.
That's a quality penalty.
I can see him at an Everton. I can see him at a Leeds. I could see him at a Palace.
Ooh, hit the bar. That was a good delivery.
Pereira's a phenomenal talent.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that.
Yeah.
He nearly catches him out.
Yeah. Spawn.
But where have you seen this? Long kick.
Big Sam.
No, but I'm talking about specifically against Chelsea. That's where the first goal came from against Chelsea.
With it was the long kick right down the middle.
That wasn't me having a dig, but that is a howler of a mistake.
Yeah, look at
But Mings did that.
Yeah, that's peak.
But he did that against Liverpool.
Yeah, Mings is just trying to block that there though.
I'm talking about Conte, shall I say? Awful. So not only has Conte give away the penalty, he's done that.
Yeah. What a save!
What a save!
How did he even save that? That is crazy. How has he managed that? That is nuts.
Do you know what else is nuts?
Oh, he hit the right. He hit the post, right? Okay.
Yeah, but do you know what else is nuts? Arsenal let him go and kept Leno.
The Arsenal way. That's what it is. It's the Arsenal way. That's what it is.
What a scramble this is.
That is proper. I love this stuff. That's proper Sunday League stuff.
But this Davis came on, right, and he made a right impact. He got stuck in. Pause it. Rewind it a bit. Yeah, so pause it. Now, here's Bartley's problem. He's not square on in terms of he can't see what's behind him.
Yeah.
So if the ball comes across and he's square,
he's in the right position.
He can see that Davis is trying to make the run across him.
Yeah.
The position that he's in, one, where's the communication from the fullback that's seeing Davis make the run?
Yeah.
You tell him go. It goes.
Huh?
It has to go. You've not got time to faff about and try and take a touch and make yourself look great. No. You're in a relegation battle.
Yeah.
You get rid of that ball.
Yep.
You send that into Rose Z. You send that to West Brom. Hoof it.
Yeah.
What's he doing? This genuinely, I'm not even exaggerating.
Yeah,
Yes, West Brom have put themselves in this position. That's relegated them.
Yeah, you tried to chest it. Like,
That's relegated him.
Yeah, you don't try. Yeah, you just put your foot through it. You don't try and chest this. Yeah, look, you don't.
But it's so alert from Davis.
That is.
I can't wrap my head around it.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
Because it's come at awkward height instead of like trying to extend. I can't put it like karate kick it away. You try to chest it. Don't try and control it there. You get rid of it.
You get rid of it instantly.
Yeah, you get rid of it. Especially when it's late. You get rid of it. Definitely.
That's what I don't understand. It made no sense to me, and it.
Get rid of it. Ashley saying never over when Big Sam was involved. I was with that. That was my energy a couple of weeks ago. But that result right there, because they were winning, I was like, yeah, my Big Sam agenda is on for tomorrow. And yeah, that happened. 1-0 Crystal Palace downfall begins for Leicester. Ashley, I'm with you. I've said this. I've said the top four. I said this on an Agenda FC months ago. I said City are going to win the league. The top four will be United, City, Chelsea, Liverpool, and the bottom three are the bottom three. And it's looking like I'm spot on for 2 out of 3 of them. I'm going to be spot on with this. And you know what's going to happen? When that happens, I'm going to clip that episode in it and put it out and be like, I said this then, innit? You don't need to start listening to me. So I was bang on. I said the league's over, top 4 race is done, relegation battle finished. That's what I said. I need to go back and watch the episode. And this was a while back. What result do you want to go on to next, Joe?
What results are left?
All right, let's see what left. League. Let's see what's left. We have. Oh yeah, we did. Yeah, we didn't even touch on the Carabao Cup final actually.
Yeah, so let's go there.
Let's go with the Carabao Cup final. City absolutely battered Spurs, even though it was only 1-0 in terms of the game. The average position, especially the first half, Harry Kane was playing as a DM. He was literally in the DM position.
Here's the problem I had with the Carabao Cup final, right?
Go on.
I have no problem in the way that Ryan Mason tried to set up for the first half an hour.
No problem with the way he tried. No.
Right. This is where his inexperience played a huge factor in this game.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You take Lucas Moura off and bring on Gareth Bale. But no issue with you bringing Gareth Bale on. You've took off your main threat in terms of... Because what was happening was, it was like a brick wall at times. Tottenham were clearing it and the ball was just coming back. So it's like when you kick it at a wall, it just bounces back to you. That's exactly what was happening.
Yeah.
They didn't have any moments where, or it was very few and far between, where they were relieving pressure, keeping hold of the ball for 2 or 3 minutes, regaining possession, just slowing the game down and just making it, instead of the fast pace that it was playing at in terms of Manchester City, just slowing the game down, just take the sting out of it. They didn't have any of that. Lucas Moura was that. And then you take him off.
Yeah. And
you lose that. Fine. That's one mistake. Yeah. You can have rectify that mistake if you bring on Ndombele. Because I've seen Ndombele in training.
Yeah.
You can't get the ball off him.
He's very good at that. He's very press resistant.
I've seen him against Manchester City in the Champions League. That man is like a train.
Yeah.
He can hold players off. He can run with the ball. He can take the sting out of the game. He can bring the fight to you. And you bring Sissoko on. And this is no disrespect to Sissoko, but in that kind of game, it cried out for Ndombele. Because what Ndombele then does is, because Harry Kane was, the reason why Harry Kane was coming so deep was because he was trying to relieve a bit of that pressure.
Yeah.
You bring Ndombele on, Harry Kane can go back up.
Yeah.
Ndombele can relieve that pressure. He can drive with the ball. And then
he can dribble, he can carry. He's a ball carrier. He's press resistant, yes.
And then you've got, for example, you've got Bale to the right. You've then got Son to the left, who can make them inverted runs. You've got Kane, who's playing between the lines, who's making it uncomfortable for Laporte, who's on a yellow card, who should have been sent off, by the way. It offers a different dimension in that game. And when Sissoko's substitution happened, I was just like, the game's done. And you could see that.
Yeah.
Because it was just a poor day at the office in terms of City's finishing. Some of it was just awful. I mean, I don't know if you watched the game.
Yeah, I watched it.
You see Kyle Walker try and head it back to the keeper and head it up in the air and he panicked. Did you see that?
I don't remember that part. Nah, I don't remember that part. Let me try and pull up some highlights. I do not remember that. I did watch the majority of the game, yes. But City were just peppering them. Go on, family.
Harry Kane wasn't fit. Let's be honest. Harry Kane never, ever should have started that game. But this has been Tottenham's downfall in the past 2 major finals they've had. Harry Kane's been injured before them. Champions League and the Carabao Cup, right? He never should have started either.
Yeah, and he tried to squeeze him in.
And it's a detriment to the team.
Yep.
So this is what he should have done, right? You play Bale on the right.
Yeah.
You start Bale on the right. Because instantly that leaves a thought in the left back's mind thinking, if I go forward, the space there for Gareth Bale, and we're talking about Real Madrid, Gareth Bale here, this man's got a phenomenal left foot, right? You play Son on Kyle Walker.
Yeah, definitely.
Penalty waiting to happen. You then play, or you play Lucas Moura and you play Son through the middle. Son has been a thorn in the thread for Manchester City side for God knows how many seasons.
Yeah, Yancey's been going on about this for the longest, talking about it. Yeah.
Look, who's the man that's pressing there?
Moura, yeah.
That's a yellow card.
And then what you could do, if you wanted to, you could have played Winks and Højbjerg and you could play Ndombele as a 10.
That is a stonewall yellow card.
Oh, yeah, that's a yellow card all day long. Yes.
Honestly, like...
Terrible refereeing.
But one thing I will say is, do you know what I enjoyed most about this game?
Go on. Fans being back.
Yeah, the roar of actual fans.
This is quality defending, though, by Alderweireld. Give Alderweireld his credit.
What?
That's a quality block.
What? Unbelievable.
Quality block. Quality. Because the clearance wasn't the best, but you got up and rectified it.
Look at
quality. Yeah, quality. That's quality defending, because that's a goal. That's goal bound. It's a ball as well, that by Cancelo. Look at the touch from Mahrez. Oh, Lord of mercy. Just Mahrez being Mahrez.
That is literally Mahrez being Mahrez.
Yeah, that is Mahrez being Mahrez.
One thing I will say is I thought Reguilon really struggled in this game.
Yeah, he did.
Really, really struggled. And I was surprised because, look, who's that again?
Yeah, it's Laporte. One thing I will say, though.
That's his second yellow card and he's gone.
The one thing, if he's booked already, he don't make that tackle. He lets him go.
No, I don't think he does.
He definitely lets him go. He don't make that tackle. If you're on a yellow card, you do not make that tackle.
But look, who's bringing the fight? It's
Moura.
Moura.
Yeah, it's Moura. Yeah, he's
Why
one
did
of
you
the
bring him
highlights.
off?
But he's Ryan Mason. He's inexperienced.
Yeah, I get that, but come on.
He's inexperienced. That's why. But to me, you play on Dembele. Because you need ball carriers. You need someone to beat a man against the Manchester City.
If I'm genuinely, if I was Ryan Mason, I'd take Lo Celso off.
Yeah, Lo Celso was non-existent.
Right. I'd take Lo Celso off. I'd bring Bale on. I'd move Lucas central.
Yeah.
I'd put Bale on the right. I'd bring Ndombele on for wings.
That's a good save.
That will get you a goal. That will cause them a problem.
You have to put some doubt in their mind. You know Manchester City are going to dominate the ball. You know you're going to have to ride your luck. You're not going to have to defend well. You hope your goalkeeper has a good game, which Lloris did, in fairness. But you have to offer that something going the other way. You have players on the counter-attack. And this was just poor. What they haven't shown is already giving away the free kick, which is terrible.
Awful. But
silly.
This pours salt into the wound because the man that you bring on, instead of Ndombele, is the man that lets the man go, who should have been sent off, and he scores.
Wow. And Eric Dyer, I've seen a clip as well. He's saying there, yeah, look, Laporte, he's pointing, but you're the centre back. You dominate. You dominate. Why are you? Why is it? Because Eric Dyer is not. Leaders. Why is Eric Dyer not marking? Why is Sterling the closest to Eric Dyer? Why is my centre back not marking their centre back?
Because of the way they've been set up.
And that's wrong on Ryan Mason's part. But then you have to take accountability into your own hands in that. Sterling's not going to score.
To be fair, to defend Ryan Mason in that, he's not had long to work with him in terms of.
He hasn't, but that's not work with that. To me, our centre backs mark their best headers of the ball.
Yeah.
Who are City's best headers of the ball on the pitch currently? Laporte and Diaz. So
you make sure you've got your best.
Why Bale is on Diaz is a whole other thing. Why Sissoko is not tight? Why is Alderweireld on Fernandinho?
No, it's not why he's tight. There's 2 men at the back post.
Yeah. This is awful.
Laporte's got a clear run.
Yeah, awful organisation.
It's a phenomenal ball.
Yeah, why is Kane's at the front post? Why is
Kane at the front post?
I understand that because they do that with strikers. In case it comes in.
Kane's better in the air than Bale.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So why is he not picking up Diaz?
Diaz, no. Alderweireld should be picking up Diaz, and Diaz should be on the
If you're gonna have any attacker picking up Diaz, you have Kane.
But that's their lookout.
It's so poor from Sissoko.
Good delivery.
Look, he's not even got a clue that he's there.
Yeah. Don't have a Scooby. Good header as well. Very good header.
Yeah.
And Højbjerg tried to get back in. Very good header. He was in City win the Carabao Cup for the fourth time.
Drew level with Liverpool's record.
It is. I'm sure you're devastated about that for a minute.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Mad thing. But yeah, where would you want to go next? What was it? Oh, it's still 1-0 Crystal Palace.
Yeah, still 1-0. To be fair, Palace are really
playing well.
Yeah, playing very, very well. Really pressing high. Leicester are struggling to get out. It'll be interesting to see how Rodgers adapts and tweaks it because I know what he's like in these kind of games. He can make a difference tactically, even if it's the slightest thing.
All right, so let's talk about anyway. We will switch lanes and go into the Champions League semi-finals, where I called every single quarterfinal correct. I said PSG would be Bayern. I said City would beat Dortmund. I said Real Madrid would beat Liverpool. I said Chelsea would beat Paul. And what's going to happen in the semi-finals is, actually, because of Hazard coming back, that could make a difference. I'm unsure now. I'm really on the Real Madrid-Chelsea one. Am I going to stick with Chelsea? I'm going Real Madrid now. I'm switching.
I've got Real Madrid.
I'm going Real Madrid. I was going Chelsea beforehand, but I think Hazard is now the difference in that game. With Benzema, they have something else. With the midfield, they have Varane and Ramos will be back. So yeah, I'm saying a PSG Real Madrid final. What are your thoughts, family? What are you telling me?
I hope it's a PSG Real Madrid final.
I think we all are. If you're a decent human being, you want a Real Madrid PSG final.
So here's the thing, right? And once again, it comes down to Liverpool's finishing. Liverpool's best performance of the season was against Real Madrid at home. We just couldn't score.
Yeah, you created a lot of good chances. I watched that game.
Exactly the same as Newcastle, but we just couldn't finish. And realistically, we should have. The Salah one, a minute in.
He's got to score.
You score that, we go through.
Different game.
Right. But that's not happened. I look at this Real Madrid team, right? Whenever it comes to these kind of moments in the Champions League, they turn it on and they are irresistible at times. You've got Kroos and Modric, who everyone talks about. I wish we had Jack here because he's a Real Madrid fan and he can do this better than I can and he can explain this better than I can. Luka Modric is so underrated by footballers and football fans. Toni Kroos is so underrated by football fans. Casemiro is exactly the same. Good. They just don't get talked about. And you know one thing that doesn't get talked about enough, which I'm surprised at, how good of a manager Zidane is.
Let's talk about this. If he wins La Liga and the Champions League this season, he's in a different. We have to put extra respect on his name.
So let me just put this in perspective, right?
Yeah, it's a very interesting one.
So Zidane was one of my all-time favorite players.
Yeah,
right.
Same.
So he takes over managing. So he was managing the B side, and then obviously he came up and managed Thingy. Fair enough, he had Ronaldo, right? But let's just put into perspective. This man won the league, 3 back-to-back Champions Leagues. That's
a feat people really look over, considering that's a trophy that nobody's won back-to-back. Hear what I'm saying, people? Nobody has all the great sides since the Champions League inception, and none of them have won it back-to-back. Zidane won it 3 times in a row. So let's just put extra respect on his name for that alone. Because that feat is no easy feat. Winning it twice in a row is tough. Man won it 3 times in a row and 4 times out of 5 years. That's exceptional. So that's an exceptional team.
So this is what he's won. Right, 3 Champions Leagues in a row, 2 Club World Cups, 2 European Super Cups, 2 Spanish leagues, right, 2 Spanish Super Cups. So he wins the league once in his first spell at Real Madrid, and 3 back-to-back Champions Leagues.
And he won 4. What did he win it for? Did he win it 4 in 5 years, or was one of them not his wins? One of the Champions League wins.
No, he won it 3 in 4 years.
Oh, he won it 3 in 4 years. Yeah. Why am I thinking they won it more? Let me double check that. But go on.
No, he won it 3 in 4 years. So
now, I'm saying Real Madrid is a club. I swear they won it 4 out of 5 years.
No, it was 3 out of 4.
Was it 3 out of 4?
Yeah.
I'm tripping. All right, go on.
So they won. I think it twice against Atletico Madrid. I think it was. One of them was at the Benfica Stadium where Ramos scores the last minute header. Yeah. The other one was at Inter Milan where it went through to penalties, and the third one obviously was against us.
Okay. Yeah.
And then obviously we won it the season after. So here's the thing, right? So he wins that, yeah. He then has a dispute with Florentino Perez because Perez wanted to keep Bale and get rid of Ronaldo, and Zidane wanted it the other way around. He wanted to get rid of Bale, keep hold of Cristiano Ronaldo. Yeah. Here's the issue at hand.
I knew I was right. They won it because they won it 2013 to 14. Then they won it 2015 to 16, 16 to 17, and 17 to 18. So yeah, I knew they won it 4 out of 5 years.
What?
Is that not 4 out of 5 years? Or my maths off? They won it 2014, 2016, 2017, Juventus. 2018. Yeah, I knew they won it 4 out of 5 years. I knew I wasn't bugging.
Wait, so when he won it 4 times then?
I don't know if he was managing then. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
The Benfica one, which is that one, who's manager?
Teams managed by... Wait, don't even say.
It will do. One minute. What's that year?
The final was played between Madrid and Atletico Madrid.
Yeah, but what year was it?
2013 to 14. So 2014 it was. They played Atletico Madrid.
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about when Ramos wins the last minute header.
Okay, he was manager then?
That's what I'm trying to find out now.
Yeah. What's he done? I knew they won it 4 out of 5 years. I'm not sure when he took over. Not sure. I'll just go into his statistics. We might start putting more respect on Zidane's name, you know.
But this is what I've been trying to say, and this is what I don't understand.
We might have to, because oh no, he wasn't
Carlo
the manager.
Ancelotti.
It was Ancelotti, mad. I knew they won it 4 out of 5 years because that's how I run with my Cristiano Ronaldo prop. You know what I'm saying? But go on, carry on.
So yeah, Zidane won it 3 years in a row, right?
Yeah.
So
that's mad.
He won the Champions League 3 years in a row, right? And when you look at the run, Juventus at the Millennium Stadium in Cardiff come from behind. Atletico Madrid again in Inter Milan Stadium, San Siro, penalties, held the nerve. And then obviously the absolute shambles, which was Loris Karius for the third one.
Hey, big old Karius, one of my footballing heroes, but we move.
I will stab you.
I was so
right, and then
I was so happy that day. Oh, I was filled with joy. I would have hugged you if I would have seen you that day. But carry on.
I would not have hugged you. I would make that.
I would have hugged you. I would have told you it's all right, man. So we go again.
Right, yeah. So he leaves, as I was saying. You wanted to keep hold of Ronaldo. Florentino Perez wanted to keep hold of Bale. They leave, right? Real Madrid then go through a turbulent season and a half in terms of they were struggling to qualify for the Champions League. Style of play was awful. There's no Ronaldo anymore. Benzema's not hitting the heights that he was because there's no service, and they just look so disjointed.
Yeah.
So they turn back to Zinedine Zidane.
Man like Zidane.
First season back, wins them the league.
Was it his first season back?
His first season back.
That's impressive.
Wins them La Liga.
That's impressive.
And second season, which we're in now,
they can win La Liga and they can win the Champions League. We might have to start looking at Zidane in a different light, you know.
I've been looking at Zidane in a different light from
because what I had slept on was because you get so hyped up in the Champions League success, what he'd done in La Liga. That's what that was. Because more time, I just use it for my Ronaldo Messi prop with the whole Champions League thing.
So think about it. He won La Liga last season. No Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Barcelona have still got Messi.
Yeah.
Barcelona have still got them players.
Yeah.
He's not.
He's rebuilding. He's doing it again without them. He's doing it again without your main man in Cristiano Ronaldo. Who everyone would have said, oh, what's it like without Ronaldo? He's answering them questions, especially if he goes on to win something this season.
And he's not got Bale this season.
Yeah, no Gareth Bale either. Yeah, there's no mad. There's no BBC.
This is what I'm saying. And because obviously I watched the game with Jack, who's obviously a lifelong Real Madrid fan. The first thing I noticed about the goal that Liverpool conceded, specifically the first one, is tactically the job that Zidane done. So he pushed Mendy all the way onto the halfway line, and then he moved Vinicius in a bit in between Phillips and Trent. So then Trent's thinking, do we stay here or do we go to Mendy? So he's stuck in between. Just that 1 foot left a gap for Vinicius to just run into. Cruz picks the ball up. He clearly worked on it.
Yeah.
Bang, one ball over the top. There you go. There's your goal.
Facts.
Zidane tactically in these kind of games cannot be underestimated. I genuinely believe Real Madrid go to the final. I on my heart of heart, believe Real Madrid go to the final.
I think you might be right. Because the last time they won the Liga was 2016, well, 2019 to 20.
You know last season when Real Madrid got knocked out of the Champions League, it's the first time they've ever lost a knockout tie under Zinedine Zidane.
That's mad.
In the Champions League.
That's crazy. We'll have to start putting, because he's such a great player, we kind of sleeping on his manager, what he's doing as a manager. That's what it's kind of looking like. We're looking at it. Because as a manager, you got 2 La Ligas. The last time they've won it, both times is under him. You got 3 Champions Leagues as well.
And this is what I'm saying. Yeah. So they didn't win the league under Ancelotti. They didn't win it under Mourinho.
Mourinho won 1.
Did they? Really?
Yeah.
You sure?
Positive.
I swear he didn't.
Mourinho won 1. He did won 1. You talking to me like Mourinho's my guy. Even though he's kind of,
it's just I don't know why I didn't think he did win it.
They won 1.
Oh, he might have in 2011.
Mm-hmm. I knew it was one because he didn't win the Champions League with them.
That was it. He didn't win the Champions League.
But he won one
that
with
was
them.
the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, but he's won. Yeah, he's matching other great managers there. He's matching Ancelotti. He's matching Mourinho. That type of thing. You have to you have to put credit on his name for these type of things.
I don't think he's matching Mourinho. I think he's surpassed Mourinho.
Yeah, he's surpassed him.
Real Madrid.
Yeah, oh, definitely. Yeah, without question.
Same with Ancelotti.
Yeah, to win 3 Champions Leagues back to back is unprecedented. And then you back that up by winning 2 La Ligas as well. If they win La Liga...
Yeah, but not even that. They're winning the Cups as well. The Super Cups in there.
Yeah, they won the Super Cup, UEFA Super Cup.
No, not even that. I'm talking about the Spanish Cup.
Oh, not Copa del Rey, the other one.
Yeah. He's continuously picking trophies up.
Yeah. If he does do the double this season, where does that stand him now? Is he one of the best? Is out of that new crop of new managers, he's surely the best out of there. We talk about Tuchel, we talk about Poch, we talk about Ten Hag.
He's the best.
Nagelsmann.
He's the best.
He is. Why does he not get in the conversation? Because it's Zidane.
Because he's at Real Madrid.
And people kind of overlook it because he's at Real Madrid with Ronaldo.
Did you expect it? No.
No, you don't expect it.
Look at the mess Real Madrid have been in over the past couple of seasons.
Yeah, and he went in and rectified it and turned it around.
Won him the season straight away. Won him the title straight away. You can't underestimate 3 Champions Leagues in a row.
Yeah.
3. Until last year, he never lost a knockout tie in the Champions League. Do you know how crazy that is to say?
That's wild. Yeah. Yeah. You spot on. Nuts.
So, honestly, and I'm not even just saying this, it's he really needs to be spoke about as one of the best managers in the world. Has to.
Without question. Especially if he backs it up this season. If he wins just one, if he wins another Champions League or La Liga.
Even if he doesn't back up this season, he still has to.
Yeah, be interested to see how he's in the conversation. You're right.
But he doesn't get spoken about, and that's what I find baffling. Listen, I'm a huge Pochettino admirer. Love Pochettino.
Yeah.
They don't compare.
Yeah, he doesn't really compare. You're right.
But Zidane doesn't get in the conversation, which I find baffling. Benzema doesn't get in the conversation.
Yeah, Benzema is very disrespected.
Baffling.
Benzema is very disrespected.
Benzema is one of the best 9s you will see in European football. If you're a young player and you're a striker, and you want to play number 9, and you want to look at someone to model your game off, Karim Benzema and Robert Lewandowski are the 2 you need to watch.
Yeah.
Benzema's link-up play is out of this world. He can do everything. He can hold the ball up. He can go behind. He can play 1-2s. He can spin in behind. He can come short. He can win the ball in the air. He can score headers. He can score volleys. He can score world-class finishes. He is an ultimate striker. The only reason why he's not talked about is because of the whole incident that went down with France. Yeah. And he's not playing for France anymore.
But even before...
He starts for France.
Yeah, he definitely starts for France. But even before the France, because he was there with Bale and Ronaldo, people just overlooked him.
Because on the eye, you know what it is? He was there for Firmino.
He's one of them. He's like, because on the eye, even though he's very good and I love watching him technically, because he's not as impactful on the eye test as a Bale or Ronaldo, that's why he doesn't get the props. A bit like Thomas Muller. Thomas Muller's a quality player, but on the eye test, because he's not impactful. So people will look over that. Kroos and Modric on the eye test, even though I personally like it, they're not. The highlight reels of them are not going to be as good as a highlight reel of a Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo, simply because of the type of players they are. Passing is all well and good, but skills is what catches people's eyes. Ronaldinho-esque, that type of thing. Neymar, Mbappe, those type of things. But yeah, definitely. So yeah, I'm with you. I'm saying Real Madrid. The other final now. PSG, Manchester City. The other semi-final, I should say. PSG, I told you, PSG got this Don Poch. You're saying
it's how Pep sets up.
I think it's I understand exactly. I know, even though we've not spoken on this, I know exactly where you're going to go with this, but he's in trouble whatever he does.
Because here's the thing. And
you give your thoughts and I'm going to give mine.
Because does he overcomplicate it? In this game, genuinely, you have to start with Aguero. Have to.
Okay.
Because you might only get that one chance. You want it to fall to an Aguero.
Right.
Especially if you're away from home.
Yeah.
Because the away goal is vital.
Yeah.
My issue is this. Not my issue. This is where I think he's going to struggle. Kyle Walker doesn't play in this game. I will put my wage on it. And
he doesn't play?
No. Nope.
Go on, why? Because of his defensive lapses. Because
there's a certain someone on that side which will rinse him. And he will expose how bad Kyle Walker is defensively. Because you look at the game plan which bearing in mind, Pochettino's played against Pep before. He's done a number on Pep in the Champions League before for Tottenham. Yeah. And what did he do? He sat Son in the channel between the centre-back and the full-back because he knew Kyle Walker would go wandering.
Yeah.
Do that with Mbappe.
Yeah, so
see how well that goes for you. It's going well.
The reason why I see him definitely playing, he has to play.
I think Cancelo goes there.
He has to. To me, the best way Pep combats it is I would play Kyle Walker, even though what you said, but you play a back three.
Well, that's what I was about to say. The only way that Kyle Walker should play in this game,
you play a back three.
And you can play Cancelo as one of the wing backs, and then you could probably play.
You can play Kyle Walker as a right-sided centre back because at least he's got pace to get back in. And if he does get exposed, you got centre backs to come over. You got a Laporte, Stones, Diaz, whoever's playing, whatever.
And this is why I'm saying it depends on. I wouldn't be surprised if Laporte is playing left back.
Does he go with a flat back four though?
I think he does.
I think the better thing for him to do is to go with a back three.
Because I agree. But I've seen him in big games like this.
Yeah.
Go with Laporte at left back.
Laporte at left back makes sense.
And Cancelo at right back.
Yeah.
So I stick to my point. If it's a back four, Walker's nowhere near it.
Yeah.
Because Cancelo's an overall better player.
Yeah.
This is where it gets interesting. Is in the final yesterday, he had Foden, Sterling, De Bruyne as the three, Mahrez just picking up pockets and just moving around. Can you do that against PSG? I don't think you can.
It depends how does he want to set up, and that's why I'm so interested more so in the formation. Does he go with the typical, like, we're going to dominate the ball, dominate possession, high line? I think if he does that, it's suicide. That is absolutely against Mbappe. I watched PSG and Bayern both games, especially the first leg, highest quality football matches I've seen in a long time. But when I say this, PSG, go back and watch that game if you haven't, people. PSG were absolutely devastating on the break to the point where every time they went forward, it looked like they was going to score. Every time they could pick up the ball. This is how devastating he was on the counter attack. Neymar and Mbappe could pick up the ball on the halfway line. Yep. They could, a guy could tackle someone or make an interception on the edge of his own box. And as soon as they pick up the ball, I'm thinking, goal. Yeah. I'm thinking there's going to be a chance made here. So I think it'd be very silly of Pep to play like that. So then the only way to combat that is to maybe give PSG more of the ball. But then you don't want to give Neymar and Mbappe more of the ball. That's why it has to be an absolute fine balancing act. So you have to attack enough to make sure you score goals to go through, but you can't leave the back door open. This is why I think a back three is perfect. Because if you play that high line, they struggle against Manchester. The reason why United do well against City so many times is because of the high line.
Same with Liverpool.
And we're very good. Same with Liverpool. We're very good on a break. So if you give it to probably the best counter-attacking team in Europe, with they're two players you don't want on a counter-attack. Quick, full of pace, trickery, can make the right decision in Neymar and Mbappe. Plus Verratti will be back. Even though I'm hearing Mbappe might be injured, I presume he'll play. They could be in trouble. That's why it's going to be a fine balancing act over both games. Fine balancing act. To me, City, do you just go get a score draw and beat them at home? Or do you forget 0-0? That might be the way to go.
Possibly, but
that's the way I'm looking at it.
For me, if you can nick an away goal, that gives you a different...
Oh, definitely.
But the problem is if it's 0-0, I mean, even if it's 1-0 to PSG, in the 80th minute, does City go for it? That's the question. Because there's an argument for going for it and there's an argument for not. Because if they go for it and then they concede a second, it's real backs against the wall at home, do you know what I mean? Whereas although losing 1-0 is never a great result, you've still got the home leg to come. And anything can happen at the Etihad, do you know what I mean? So this is what I mean by it depends how Pep sets up. And this is why I find this particular leg fascinating.
Very, very fascinating.
And I'm really looking forward to this game. Like I said, I hope Mbappe plays because I think it will be a great shame.
Yeah, you want to see the best players in the big game, Champions League semi-final.
Like I said, it's for me. A lot of people that seem to doubt Pochettino as a manager, right? Which I've never understood because I think he's done a phenomenal job everywhere he goes.
Ridiculous.
If he gets a positive result and goes through to the final, regardless if he wins it or not, I don't think you can question this man anymore. I don't think you can now.
No, I don't question him at all.
But it'll be interesting to see the whole because he was linked heavily with United, and obviously I know a lot of United fans wanted him, and a lot of United fans are pro Ollie. I get that, but you can't devalue the job that this man's done everywhere he's been. He elevated Tottenham to a different level.
Yes.
He's took Southampton to a different level.
He elevated them as clubs, and people overlook that. Yes, should Poch have won something with Spurs, in my opinion, 100%. But what he did was elevate them as a club. He made them into genuine a top four side. Yeah. They were a Champions League side, and that can't be underestimated. That's how you lift up. Obviously, you aim to be champions, but if you're not at the championship level, then you aim to get in the top 4. If you're not at the top 4, you aim to get into the top 7 to get into Europe. If you're in the bottom half of the table, you aim to get in the top 10. If you're fighting if you're looking like you're going to go down, you're aiming to stay in the Premier League, and that's how it goes.
Look at the players that he brought through. Poch specifically.
Yeah. Look at the job he did.
So let's go back to Southampton. He got Van Dijk from Celtic.
Yep.
Lallana. Mane. Pele was unbelievable at the time there. Gabbiadini. Schneiderlin. Wanyama.
Wanyama, yeah.
Right. Then look at Tottenham. Kane's progression was just a different level.
Yeah.
Right. Son. Went and got him. Lucas Moura. Went and got him. Alderweireld. Solid now.
Yeah.
He brought on Dele Alli leaps and bounds.
Yeah.
Lloris took his game to another level because at that point he was inconsistent. Harry Winks, he got the best out of Harry Winks, which no manager's been able to do since. Sissoko brought him on leaps and bounds from his time from when he was at Newcastle. And Fernando Llorente, another one who made a real impact under him. And Eriksen, you can't forget Eriksen.
Facts.
Unplayable.
Facts.
The Tongan, exactly the same thing. He was a
Dembele was there as well.
Kyle Walker.
Oh.
Yeah. Musa Dembele.
Yeah.
But it's like he makes players better.
Yep.
That's the one thing you cannot take away from him.
Facts.
And you can see the impact he's had on Mbappe. When Mbappe comes out and praises your game plan,
yep,
you can't ignore that.
Nope.
Look at Neymar. Now everyone's talking about Neymar is in the conversation for the best player in the world, which should have been anyway. Why is that? Because he's put him in a system which benefits Neymar.
Don Poch.
Moyes keen. He's getting a response out of Moyes away at the new camp.
This guy's scoring. You know what I mean? This guy's scoring away at the new camp. Yep.
There's no conversation. Di Maria.
Yep. Doing Rabonis.
The man that when he left Real Madrid and the United career wasn't what it was. Everyone thought he was finished. His career is now revived, and he's thriving.
Spot on.
So, for me, it is interesting. And I'll be honest. I think PSG go through by 1 goal.
Yeah.
I can see it being like 3-2 on aggregate or like 4-3 on aggregate. And I think Real Madrid go through 3-1 on aggregate.
So Real Madrid go through, PSG go through. Okay. I hear that. And who do you have in the that's the $1 million question. Who wins the final? Zinedine Zidane or Don Trasero?
From history, I have to back Zidane. Just because there's something about Real Madrid in the Champions League.
I've read this to the wheels fall off, so I have to back Poch. But I get your point.
No, this is what I'm about to say. Because I'm a fan of Poch, I'd like to see him.
Yeah. I've been talking the most. Like, if Poch doesn't win this final, I'm absolutely going to get smoke from everybody on all streams. I have been backing Poch to the absolute max in it. My DMs will be full. My Twitter at's going to break. Instagram hella mentions, and everyone's going to be going at me because I spoke the most.
Also, Statman Source coming for you.
Oh, yeah. Big up Stat Blatter, a.k.a. Get me Stat Cronky, a.k.a. Statman Super League Baines, a.k.a. Statman Baines. Big up my guy. Make sure you lot go check out the Rants and Bants stream. If you're listening to me, I'm pretty much aware of who Rants and Bants is. So just go and watch that Red Talk and just fast forward to the end if you want to cry with laughter. That's all I would say after the 0-0 of Leeds versus Manchester United. But yeah, I'm going to get so much smoke. I've been singing his magic, talking about how good he is. How the way he smoked Barcelona and Bayern Munich back to back like Jordan 96, 97. But it's going to be interesting.
One thing I wanted to talk about.
Go on.
Premier League Hall of Fame.
All right, we'll touch on it quick before we go. We got a couple of minutes left. Go on, family.
So first inductees are obviously Alan Shearer and Thierry Henry, which are rightfully so. Now, criteria is interesting because I was talking about this in work, and obviously shout out to Murray who was bringing it up and stuff like that. Was what's the criteria for the Premier League Hall of Fame?
I have no idea. What is it?
So specifically, the one player determines what the criteria of this Premier League Hall of Fame is. Who do you think that player is?
The player that's what? That's that question again. Go on.
Premier League Hall of Fame, right? Yeah. There's one player that would determine which way the Premier League Hall of Fame criteria goes. One player alone.
Alan Shearer?
Nope, because he's won the Premier League.
Harry Kane?
Nope.
Not sure.
Steven Gerrard.
That's a great point, actually, because he's not. Does he? Yeah, does he? That's why it's tough,
So this is where the question lies. Yeah. So I had a look at the criteria. Yeah. These were some of the points. Have to have been in the team of the decade.
Yeah.
Or won player of the season. Right? Had to have had more than 200 appearances in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Top goal scorer, stuff like that. Now, one of them has to have won Premier League titles, but that's just one of the points because if you've done the other point, you don't need to. Steven Gerrard's the main one for me in terms of when I seen team of the decade, Gerrard was in that. When I seen PFA player of the season, Gerrard was in that. And more than 200 appearances. That leaves the door wide open for players. So is it going to be like the NFL where it's just everyone? Or are we going to make it prestigious? And here's the thing, they've got a fan vote. The worst thing you can do with Liverpool fans is do a fan vote. Liverpool fans hijack every fan vote imaginable all over social media. You put any Liverpool fan in a fan vote, they're getting in.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see where that goes. But love to everyone who's locked in. We are going to touch on the Hall of Fame more next week. We hope you've enjoyed the show. This has been From a Third Eye View on Pi Radio, and we're back next Monday, 7 p.m, obviously discussing the Champions League semi-final first leg results, the Europa League semi-final first leg results, and all of the Premier League action. Big up to everyone who's tuned in.